Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Hearthstone deck guide video, I'm going to take a look at the OTK variant of Quest Warlock. The latest balance changes that nerfed some OTK decks like Carrot Rogue brought the Quest Warlock back into action, also in its OTK variant and not just the Giants variant. According to the current performance data, the Giants variant is actually performing better than the OTK variant, but interestingly enough, in the mirror, this OTK list is favored. It is an interesting combo deck that places an upper limit on how slow a deck can be in the current meta. The more favored, the slower your opponent is, and its worst matchups are some of the really fast opponents. Like Poison Rogues, for example, that just kill the Warlock before the Warlock has a chance to do much of anything. Win condition wise, the deck is rather simple. You have one real win condition, which is the Demon Seed. Ultimately, you will get the Blightborn Damson. All of the damage that you take on your turn is going to be directed to the opponent, and then you just draw yourself into fatigue, you draw a bunch of more cards, and boom, the opponent dies to your fatigue damage. You have a whole chunk of card draw tools in the deck, like you have Mortal Coils, you have Mana Feeder Pantera, you have Backfires, and especially you have the Hand of Gul'dan. There's one copy of Nightshade Matron in the deck and two copies of Hand of Gul'dan, so you can use one Hand of Gul'dan with the Nightshade Matron. Sometimes you end up race deading the Nightshade Matron and you can use both of them with that. But you also have the opportunity to use Tamsin Roam to cast Hand of Gul'dan. Hand of Gul'dan is a shadow spell, and that means that you're going to get a zero-cost copy of Hand of Gul'dan into your hand. And then once you have completed the quest, either you play Tamsin and double Hand of Gul'dan after that, or you have a zero-cost Hand of Gul'dan maybe in your hand to be played after the quest is completed, so that you can just draw instantly so many cards that the opponent dies to fatigue damage. So the win condition is fairly clear, killing the opponent with your fatigue damage. The other things that the deck tries to do, it first of course draws cards, then it tries to clear some boards, and then it tries to heal up so that it would survive. And for that healing, the most crucial cards are typically the Mohawk Artificers, because Mohawk Artificer with Drain Soul, maybe double Mohawks and Drain Soul, that can just instantly top you up. And also, once you draw enough cards from your deck, you activate your Bloodshard Bristlebacks, which have a nice battle cry to also heal you, and they have life steal, so they have to be responded with in a way that doesn't heal you even more. Sometimes you may also need to use your Tamsin in conjunction with your Mohawk Artificers. For example, Tamsin Drain Soul, then there's another zero-cost Drain Soul, so you can just Drain Soul a little bit more. Or sometimes Tamsin with Touch of the Netresim. In that case, of course, the Mohawk doesn't improve the healing from the touch. But that's kind of where the complexity of playing with this deck comes from. You know how you're going to win the game. You're going to win the game with that fatigue damage. You know what you want to do to get there. You want to draw cards, you want to clear boards, you want to heal. But exactly which resources to use and at what timing, that's the beauty of playing this one. You're going to take a lot of damage while you advance the quest. You're taking damage when you draw cards with Backfire, for example. And somehow you need to navigate that puzzle so that you get to draw cards, you take enough damage on your turns, but you still clear enough and heal enough to survive. As for the mulligans with this deck, you're always keeping the Demon Seed. The quest is really your only win condition. And another really crucial card is the Ruined Mithril Rod. After you draw 4 cards, reduce the cost of cards in your hand by 1 and lose 1 durability. Just making everything cheaper means that you can pull off some really APM-like turns, where you just draw stuff and heal and clear all at the same time. And the third unconditional keep is Backfire, just a phenomenal card for drawing cards in the early game. Then if you're up against something very aggressive, you may want to hold on to Armor Vendor, in case of Hunters also the Mortal Coil, so that you have a little bit of something to fight for the board to clear some of that early stuff. For example, against Hunters, sometimes you don't even play the Demon Seed on 1. Note that Demon Seed only advances when you take damage on your own turns, and if you're not taking damage on your own turns, well, you don't have to have the Demon Seed already up and running. So you have time to set up an Armor Vendor, you have time to Mortal Coil something before you even play your Demon Seed. Overall, despite the simplicity of the overall game plan, I consider this deck fairly difficult to play, because there are so many paths that you can take to try to get to that end result. And now, let's go take a look at this OTK variant of Quest Warlock in action. Up against that Hunter. Let's go. Keeping the coil. Do I spend the coin? I kind of don't want to spend the coin. I'm totally fine with Mortal Coiling there now. Not spending the coin yet. More Demon Companions? And the worst part is that that can get buffed. Did get buffed. I'm going to have to Drain Soul that one. I will also have to spend the coin here. I'll need to coin the armor vendor out there, so that we can start to fight against this a little bit. I haven't had an opportunity to take damage on my turns yet anyway, so not playing the demon seed hasn't been a problem. Need to just tap here. Kill one of those. Okay, we have Matron and Hand of Gul'dan. Can I complete the quest fast enough here? Taking all the damage from the hunter at the same time.
Hungry, aren't ya?
Ooh, that's gonna be a problem. That's a big rhino. But it's coming right for us. Now we discard the hand. Have some cards. Get to trade those away. The big rhino is coming. Oh dear, and the quest is not progressing. I have a Moark, so if I can get some... Well, I have only one Drain Soul left. I need some kind of Thames in Drain Soul place, maybe. Getting into this. I was saving this tour guide so that I could do tour guide grimoire. Maybe. Cards in the deck. Alright, so now we go for the... Is this the Grimoire of Sacrifice play? Now I can just trade that in. I can just play the Mithril Rod. Now I can play the Tour Guide. I can trade this in. I can tap to draw. There's now an armor vendor and a Nightshade Matron in the race dead. Oh no, they're going for some big rhinos. The next one's gonna be a 9/7. That is tough. 14 cards in the deck. I need to get to this Bloodshard Bristleback. 8 cards in hand. To do this one now. I have to kill this one off. And then I'll need to Shadow Blast. Nine cards in hand, 11 cards in deck. Yeah. This can still work, right? Now they have a 9/7 Rhino. That's a huge problem. Hi, Diano. Good evening. Too much damage. But now I activate the Bristlebacks. That's an upside.
That's an upgrade, probably.
Okay. So I can do Tour Guide. And I can Grimoire the Tour Guide. Yes, I believe this works. Tour Guide.
Here for the tour?
Then the Grimoire of Sacrifice. We kill off the Tour Guide. Shoot at those. 8 cards in hand. I can go to 9 cards in hand here. And I can go to 10 cards in hand. Then I can shoot at that. Heal up a little. Can I equip the Mithril Rod? I can chill for a while. But the problem is I can't take the damage, right? Because now if they attack with this one... Oh, with the ramming mount. Ramming mount was key there. Alright, that was tough. 8 cards in hand. I have to try to raise Dead into another Bristleback, right? It might not work though. It didn't exactly work. But it sort of worked. Because this Bristleback can kill that one. I mean, with this Matron. There's a small problem that I'm running out of time here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to attack into the ram. Sorry about that one. That was terrible, of course. But yeah, obviously I needed to kill the ram because now they're buffed the ram and hit me in the face, and that's something I couldn't afford to take. Sorry about that one. Oh, that was a major surprise. But that 4 damage I couldn't afford to take. That was a problem. Obviously. Rain Soul is still in the deck. The tap now. I can play the Tour Guide and then tap. Don't use any mana. Can I draw the Drain Soul now, please? That's the Drain Soul. So then I'm able to play Tamsin. With the Moargs. I can Drain Soul this one. Biggest minion, I can Drain Soul that. And also Drain Soul this. These are going to the dome here. Okay. I still need to take 8 damage on my turns to get the Blightborn Tamsin. Maybe the other Drain Soul was not necessary. Minions are taking tons of damage from spells. Hunter has 2 cards right now. Okay. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Twitch channel.